Shine bright up all night. We're never slowing down. Fall in love, drunk mistakes. We're bound to hit the ground. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. Young blood made of gold. A mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Well, hello everyone. How's it going? Hope you are well. Today is April 6th, 2024, 5:03 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. It's good to see you all. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. You could have chosen to be absolutely anywhere, but you chose to be here, and I am absolutely grateful for each of you. Thank you, pretty. Um, so, lot to discuss. It's your birthday. It's Roni's happy. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do my Marilyn Monroe. Happy birthday. I do this for everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, macaroni roni. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Roni. That is my rendition of Happy Birthday, Mr. President by Marilyn Monroe. Of course, I am nothing like Marilyn Monroe. But I love when she sings "Happy Birthday, Mr. President." Happy birthday, Mr. President. Um, I'm sorry, I know your ears hurt, and I'm sure the dogs barked, but it's entertainment, right? How about that? Oh God, I gotta show y'all something. Hold on, I completely forgot about it. Let me show y'all this before because I laughed my kahunas off. Be the Bean, little clip channel. I love Be the Bean. Y'all make sure you subscribe to Be the Bean. And they did a video of me. Here we go. Hold on,
Hey, what?
Let me find it here.
Hey, what is this?
I came in like a wrecking ball.
This is an active construction site. It is not safe. Jeez, look out! You are not licensed to ride around a construction equipment.
Never works so hard.
Can't you see that's a young lady blossoming to a woman holding a ball over here?
Like, what the hell would he talk about?
Yeah, turns out she's not union. You scumbag. You're trying to get out.
Oh my God, I love that. That's everything. That's iconic. That's iconic. It really is iconic. Just remember that. Just so you know. Good job, Be the Bean. I love Be the Bean. I love fun things like that. That's so funny. Oh, thank you, Winnie. I don't know about that. Okay. All right. We got a lot to talk about. So, thank you. All right. So, it has been 39 days since Sebastian Rogers has been missing. We are at day 39. Tomorrow will be 40 days. We have no more answers than we had on day one. Absolutely no more answers. And the only thing that the parents are doing, the mother, the bio mother, and her husband are sitting at a camp doing absolutely nothing. Nothing other than trying to clear their name. That's it. Not looking for their son and their stepson. That's it. Do you pronounce it Ryan or Ryan? The diva. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Let me know. Sound spelling. I'm really bad with names. Thank you, my love. Appreciate you. Welcome to the family. You are now a pearl. Appreciate you. Summer's Army. Oh my God. You just made my day, Justin Love. Oh, thank you, honey. You know, I love my Canadians so much. Love my Canadians. Love all of you. So yeah, they're doing nothing. And Chris and Katie are not only doing nothing, they took down the flyers that was stuck on their vehicles. Took them off. Why would you take the flyers off? In my opinion, it sounds like they do not want them found. at all. And I've got a question to pose to you guys in just a moment. And I've been really thinking on it. Like I was up till 6 o'clock this morning digging. TJ, thank you so much. Oh, you make my heart smile, dear. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, took the flyers down. Now, there is video out there that Seth's parents came up to, I think it's another YouTuber. I don't know their name. Brittany was playing it last night on her channel, and she was saying that there is Seth's parents, and this is on video, was saying that there is video of allegedly Chris pulling down flyers. Pulling down flyers. If that is true and that gets out, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, I mean, why the hell would you take down flyers, allegedly, and take them off your car? Why? And still not looking, exactly. Still not looking. So yesterday we were going over a part of Smiley's video, and in that video, if you was here yesterday, we just went over some clips. The they or Chris rather literally said with his own words, he uttered it from his own mouth that he had cameras. They had cameras. I mean, listen, Katie, she puts cameras in homes every single day. Why the hell would she not have something? Something. Why would she not have some form of video security system? Why? Remember, they had upwards to 12 hours to call 911, upwards to 12 hours. And if this was pre-planned, if it was, I don't really think it was pre-planned, but some people do. But if it was pre-planned, this they could have taken him down the day before or days prior. Now I know Katie it's much harder to install something than it is to uninstall something, right? It's much harder to put cameras up and everything. It's very easy to yank them down. You can do that in no time. Absolutely no time. Rhonda, thank you so much for becoming a member, my dear. Appreciate you. You are now a Pearl. Welcome to the family. Y'all make sure you welcome our Ryan and Rhonda. Is it Rian? I still didn't see if how it was said. I apologize if I said it wrong. Make sure you guys welcome them into our family. They don't realize that there's boots on the ground undercover watching their every move. Yes. Yes. And there certainly is. Now, this is what I want to post to you guys. Now, I have told you my questioning in why Seth keeps going back to Mississippi. Why does he keep going back to Mississippi? We've talked about that. But what I want to know is why they want to constantly, since the day after Sebastian went missing, and then Chris was gone 17 hours. At this point, in my opinion, I don't believe they were watching Chris at that point. I don't believe they were watching anybody at that point because they have to assemble everything and they're just looking for Sebastian at that point. There's no you know suspicion on anyone at that point. When a child first goes missing, it's let's find the child. That's it. We're looking everywhere. That's what they're doing. Just trying to find Sebastian. Just like in Summer's case, they were just trying to find Summer. Because you take the word of the parent. Full stop. But then the next day, again, Chris goes to Mississippi. He's gone 17 hours. Sebastian hadn't been missing, you know, 24 hours at that point, and he's in another state already. Nobody would care about their fifth wheel, in my opinion. But he goes, and then he comes back after gone 17 hours. KT, I'm jelly. Oh, thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's very sweet of you. So he's gone 17 hours, and then they're home. Has the RV been searched? Did they search it in the beginning? I don't know. I hope they did. I really hope they did. Was there any type of scent? I have no idea. But if it wasn't searched in the very first days. Now, and let me talk about that in a minute. I'll get sidetracked. So, my question is to you guys. I want to hear your opinion on this. They've went back and forth in the past 39 days multiple times. And they say they go for work. Chris is going for work and she's getting her husband set up. Well, she never got her husband set up any other time he went there and came back, did she? She never went there and set her husband up any other time. Why would she do it this time? Especially now that her child is missing. Her child is missing, and you're going to set him up, get him situated? No. Doesn't pass the smell test. Does not pass the smell test. Nancy Grace asks, why are you there? But before she asked that, she said, Chris said, I'm here for work. Or no, he said she asked about his job. That's what it was. And he's like, well, my job's up in the air right now. 10 minutes later, Nancy asked, why are you not at home looking for your child? And that's when he said, I'm here for work. But you just said your work was up in the air. And that's when Katie said she's just there getting him situated and all that garbage, which I don't believe. So then there's pressure. She goes back home. They go back home for a day or two, but then they're right back in Mississippi. Right back in Mississippi. So my question for you is, what makes them keep going back? Because there is this can play two different ways when we look at it. And I don't know which one is which, but I do feel in my heart of hearts and my common sense that there's a reason for this. We just have to figure out the reason. They either are going back to Mississippi because, and in their RV, because that is where they feel more comfortable, right? They're away. They feel more comfortable in that RV because they keep going back, right? They feel more comfortable, more secure. And I don't mean that by any other standard other than, in my opinion, they don't feel like, they're in another state. They are, you know, away from their home, which is where everything is going on. And now there's talks of them wanting to sell their house. Now, I don't know if they're actually selling it. I don't know if that's a rumor. I have no idea. Could it be possible? Absolutely. But I can only think of this in two different ways. One is they want to stay in another state that's close to Tennessee, right? And that campground is because they feel more comfortable there, meaning they're away from, it could be they are further away because they know where Sebastian is, right? You don't look for something that's not missing. And they're certainly not looking. In my opinion, they did something to Sebastian in the house so they don't want to be there. Memories. It could very well be. But then we can also pull it the other way. Life will be better. I love that screen name. I love that screen name. New member, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Life will be better. Welcome to the family. You are now a pearl. Thank you, y'all. Please welcome. Life will be better. And life always gets better in time. Sometimes it's changed forever. It is. But it does get better. Most things resolve itself. So hang on. Hang on. But see, we can work it the other way too, a theory. It can be that they are closer to perhaps a scene. I don't know, you know, I'm trying to put it lightly. And they feel like they've got more control. Could be one way or the other. Hold on. Kevin, what do you mean that's appallingly bad? Because what I think appallingly bad is that two people are not out there searching for a child. What I think is appalling is Seth, or not Seth, Seth telling us that Chris made Sebastian wear diapers, wouldn't allow him to have any underwear in his home. I think that's appalling. I think it's appalling that a stepdad put his hands on another person's child. I think that's appalling. But that's just my opinion. You're welcome to have yours. Absolutely. Absolutely. And they tell on themselves. And we're going to go over some stuff here in a just a little bit. Institutionalized him? No. Mm-mm. No. No. We would have known if they did that. I know that there was some stuff like institutionalized in like Alaska or something, but that would have been so easy to find. So easy to find. I mean, something is really wrong here. You don't go missing. You don't vanish. You don't float out of the door barefoot, cold, with, you're a 15-year-old boy. You're going to take your phone. There's going to be a scent. And then you certainly look for your child. Seth is out there busting his ass right now. Right now, as we speak, busting his ass. Has not worked in 39 days. By the way, please put Seth's Cash App up if you don't mind. That goes towards his living expenses and whatever he needs. Absolutely, absolutely, Quinny. I mean, if someone supports the Proudfoots, more power to them. You know, if you support him, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But I still think, you have to ask yourself, why the hell is the math not mathing? And there's only one reason. I'm sorry, there's only one reason why the math is not mathing. If he physically walked out of that house, it is spirit waves. You're absolutely right. If he physically walked out of that house, there would have been a scent. They checked immediately. Day one, day uno, there would have been a scent. So you tell me why there's not a scent. It's only because he didn't walk out that house. He didn't. He didn't. If you or I was to stand in that house and walk out, that dog or 5 or 6 dogs would pick up a scent. They would. The dogs don't discriminate on who they smell, who the scent they chase. They don't discriminate on that. They get your scent and they do their job. So there's only 2 things that can exist. Well, one thing, really. He was taken out of that house. And he was taken out without walking. Now, you can say that he may have been taken out by someone else. You can argue that. But how do you argue that a dogs, plural, did not pick up a scent? Not a footprint, not a shoe print, nothing. Didn't find nothing, nada, zip, zilch. How do you say that? How do you argue with that? I'll wait. Now I want to play some stuff here because I caught some things on this first interview. And I think Smiley's interview, there's different, people have strengths in different areas, and we all do interviews differently. Now, I think we got a lot of information out of Nancy's interview. But because I think Chris and Katie felt pressured, and they were very respectful in that interview. Now, in Smiley's interview, he was Chris was triggered. He was triggered because it was Josh, Trevor, Smiley, and myself on this very panel right here on my channel. And he was watching. So he wouldn't come up on my channel because he knew I had questions. Then he talked to me after Smiley's interview, and then he said, "Yeah, I'll come on tomorrow." He never did because he wouldn't have wanted to answer my questions. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. Please don't say snacks again. I laugh too much. The way she said snacks, because there's snacks. I just can't with her with the snacks. The snacks. He's 15. Snacks because he's 15. Snacks. So there's that. But I feel like he was most comfortable with Smiley. I think he was most comfortable, like, because he was kind of triggered, and Smiley is extremely she was very respectful, very nice. In that interview, she pushed back on some things, but I think he was triggered, and he also felt a little bit of control in that interview. And I think that is where we see the most authentic Chris that we can see publicly. I was listening to it earlier, and there is a lot of information in this interview, and we looked at a clip yesterday, and there, Chris told us that there was cameras. We would have seen him on cameras, and he said it again. He doubled down on it. So there's some things in this interview that I really want to go over. By the way, I do want to one second here. I do want to show y'all a couple things that has been. KD, thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's very kind of you. All right, I want to show you guys a couple things before we get started with that. And I've asked this question on the channel as well. And Alpha 22 Bro, I believe this is, I don't know where this is from. It was on Facebook in one of the groups earlier. I have the most positive, unrefuted, logical, and easy way to dispel whether or not Katie, brought Sebastian home after dinner at the Texas Roadhouse. And then it goes on. It's simple. Have her produce the clothes Sebastian was wearing while bowling and at dinner. He didn't go bowling and out to dinner in a black shirt and black sweatpants, as Katie, stated he went to bed wearing. It's on the Texas Roadhouse surveillance what he was wearing, and that was the black shirt and the jeans. Produce the clothes he's changed out of. Now, we do know that, and that's a very simple thing for Chris and Katie to do. Very simple. Take a picture, post it on your on your Facebook or whatever. Justin, we need to find out the niece she picked up before going on or about. So, Isa Brown, I'm going to answer that question here in a second, uh, or comment to that in just a second. But yeah, show us what he was wearing. Let it show us and match it to, Seth can confirm what he was wearing, if that matches or not, right? And that'll let us know, that'll help us believe a little bit more, in my opinion, that he made it to your house. And it makes the Proudfoots look a little better, in my opinion. Simple, easy, right? Uh Isaac Brown, Justin, we need to find out about the niece she picked up before going on about their day. She never mentions why and what she did with her. So I think that they left, they split up at the bowling place. Darcy, thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate you. Thank you for gifting a membership. If you received one of those memberships, please thank our sweet, sweet Darcy. But a lot of things that we don't talk about in this case, we think, about them coming home. But remember, there is a neighbor, I think it's a neighbor, that Katie and Sebastian supposedly went to their house for a moment, a few minutes. You remember that? This neighbor, I think I've got her name. I'm pretty sure I might have her name or something. But I'm pretty sure I might have that, because she commented on something. Yep, she commented, her name is Dara. Yep, he was at my house for a few minutes on Sunday afternoon with his mom and cousin. Now, again, that kind of confuses me. I don't know if, does she mean like afternoon, evening? Because some people use afternoon differently. Because it seems like they were bowling and eating and stuff. Maybe they didn't bowl and eat that long. I don't know. Maybe it was after they came home, right? Where's the footage if Chris has cameras? That's a good question. It's a great question. Have they ever tried tracking Sebastian's phone from being out to dinner to see his path? I'm sure that they have. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. The TBI and all of them knows a hell of a lot more than we know. Check the BJ's receipt and footage. She went home after that and then went to dinner, Aunt said in post. Interesting. So it sounds like maybe they went to BJ's, they went home, they went to maybe Dara's house for a few minutes, and then they went to dinner. Perhaps. Hmm. Sure, Snickerdoodle. Yeah, you can email me or you can text me. Either one. When did Chris say he had cameras? Well, you can watch my live yesterday, or we're getting ready to watch something here. Let me see. I think I might have the timestamp. Credit goes to Smiley. All right, there's two different ones here that I want to play.
Just going down. Okay, y'all, be nice.
Everybody's entitled to their opinions and their feelings. Don't get me wrong.
Now I'm
It-
flipping down it and I'm like, well, hold on, because I can't see them because I didn't catch them right when they first come up. Okay. Okay. Okay, y'all. You know, I have to read some of these because once they're gone, I am not going to see them for a while. I'll
Oh,
probably
okay.
be back in here. That's why I apologize. Is it hurtful to be? No, because it's hurtful to be a bio say step. Oh, that's when we first come on here and I was asking you that. Okay, did he take any medicine before bed and did he sleepwalk?
I
Yeah,
don't
did he
think they have
sleepwalk?
anything. Yeah, I don't. I as long as I've been in Sebastian's life, I've never heard of him sleepwalk. Now, getting up in the middle of the night, sneaking snacks and stuff, that's one thing. But
And
sleepwalking,
to
no.
clarify, he's not sneaking food because we starve him, because that's absolutely not the case. He just likes to munch on a bunch of junk food in the middle of the night because he doesn't get a bunch of sugar. He's, one dessert and he wants to eat the whole box. So he gets up in the middle of the night and sneaks snacks.
Snacks.
She
Yeah.
does
Doesn't say it
candy in
like
his room and
snacks.
hides the wrappers under
That's
his
on
bed.
Olivia's.
I
Snacks.
mean, same stuff basic kids do. It's just one. I'm not going to have bugs throughout the house. We told him you eat in the kitchen, you eat in the dining room.
And throw
When
your
you
wrap
28. Let me find it here. All right, listen to this.
Let's put it that way.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it would have been seen on camera. So by
Hold on. We need to back it up just a little bit.
noise or not
or would
been
not have been locked.
Talking
So the
about the
back
door.
door, so that the back door would not lock.
from the outside like the front. No. You'd have to have a key.
So I can't. One. I'm not going to describe every door lock in our house to
No, I
y'all.
understand that.
That's a safety thing.
Yeah, I
But
understand that. Don't do that.
yeah, but what I can say is there's only two doors in the house that he could have gone out where he could have locked
From the
on his
outside.
own or from the outside. And the one he wouldn't have gone out because of how much noise it makes.
Yeah.
Everybody would have, plus it would have been seen on camera. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it would have been seen on camera. So,
Oh, it would have been seen on camera. It would have been seen on camera. Either way you take that, it would have been seen on camera. Right? Either their camera or the neighbor's camera. He's not seen on camera anywhere that we are aware of. And he reiterates it twice. What the hell is he laughing at? Good question. Good question. It's usually a laugh that, subconsciously they want it's a way to make them look more friendly, right? I know there was a question. Our Chris is in the background of the recording when Sebastian was playing on the game, and a female say this is a celebration of Sebastian. Sebastian's birthday is December. Yeah. Yeah. They treated him. I mean, think about this. I mean, we learned so much last night on Pascal's, and the trauma that Sebastian has been through is horrible. And when this happened at a very young age, if they took him to the hospital and had him checked out, that involves a lot. And that alone scars a child. Then the ants thing, the ants that he got into, the dog biting his face, and the things that, in my opinion, Chris subjected him to is a lot. is a lot. And in this beginning of this, there is a lot of information. I was listening to it earlier. And on the spectrum, yes. And guys, listen. He was on one of the strongest, it's an antipsychotic medicine for him at bed, for Sebastian at bedtime. He was on one of the most strongest antipsychotics. It's also made, to be fair, it's also uh, made for individuals of his condition, but it's usually made for very severe conditions. It's a really, yes, it's a very powerful, very, very powerful drug. All right. So let's, can you please say snack parts? It sounds like, can you please play snacks part? It sounds like he's says something about seeing on camera as well. Yes, he does. Yeah, we will. Okay, let me find that. And then we'll go back to, I got the timestamp 20950.
You're on.
Now I'm
It-
flipping down it and I'm like, well, hold on, because
Listen
I can't see
carefully.
them because I didn't catch them right when they first come up. Okay. Okay. Okay, y'all. You know, I have to read some of these because once they're gone, I am not going to see them for a while. I
Oh,
believe
okay.
I can hear. That's why I apologize. Is it hurtful to be? No, because it's hurtful to be a bio safe step. Oh, that's when we first come on here and I was asking you that. Okay, did he take any medicine before bed and did he sleepwalk?
I
Yeah,
don't
did he
think they have
sleepwalk?
anything. Yeah, I don't. I as long as I've been in Sebastian's life, I've never heard of him sleepwalk. Now, getting up in the middle of the night and sneaking snacks and stuff, that's one thing. But
And to
sleepwalking, no.
clarify, he's not sneaking food because we starve him, because that's absolutely not the case. He just likes to munch on a bunch of junk food in the middle of the night because he doesn't get a bunch of sugar. He's, one dessert and he wants to eat the whole box. So he gets up in the middle of the night and sneaks snacks.
Sneaks
Yeah.
candy in his room and hides the wrappers under his bed. I mean, same stuff basic kids do. It's just one. I'm not going to have bugs throughout the house. We told him you eat in the kitchen, you eat in the dining room.
And throw
When
your
you're done
wrappers
with
in
it,
the
you put it
trash
in the
can.
trash. That's the only thing we've asked him.
Okay, so they're back to Rachel. So they're saying that what happened to her head, that's what they want to know. And
What happened to
that's
her
what they're
head?
saying. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about.
If they could clarify a little bit more, I don't know.
They're saying you almost killed her. I don't know.
Huh?
So there's that. Okay, now this is very important up through here.
I think I'm trying to make sure I drop it again because I want to make sure he sees it. I'm not fancy like everybody else, so I just need
The medicine will make him hungry. It will make him hungry at night. And there's medicines that'll make you even crave sweets, right?
In fact, I'll turn my chat off for just a minute so I don't get
No,
preoccupied.
don't turn your chat off. Leave it on. It's fine.
Okay.
I mean, that way you can get all these questions coming in because, like I said, I told you, I gave you my word. I'd come on your show. I would answer questions. People ask the questions, but keep in mind, like I told y'all from the very beginning, I'm brash, I'm direct, but I'm respectful.
He never said this to Nancy, did he? Because Chris will do it who he thinks he can get by with. Only who he thinks he can get by with. He says some very interesting things up here.
And I ask for the same in everybody else.
Yeah, and I told them a while ago, just please be respectful because I wasn't expecting this. Like, please be respectful, y'all,
So,
because
one thing right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, really irks me with some of these folks that want to follow these YouTube, and I'm very honest about this. Somebody says I won't talk to men. It's
I
not that
said
I
that
don't want to
too.
talk.
I
Right.
said,
You don't.
It's not that I don't want to talk to men. I have talked to more law enforcement men agencies in the
That's because you've had to.
past 24 days than I've probably ever talked to in my entire life. Same thing goes for women. So, no, I don't have a problem talking to a man or talking to a woman. I appreciate everybody's assumptions or concerns, innuendos, whatever they want to be. But at the same time, I vet who I talk to. I'm not just going to open up and talk to anybody
It's one up here. Let me find it.
people don't give
detail that we know. I am terribly sorry. It sucks because when it does and it can come out, my only question to everybody else is, when are you going to start issuing public apologies? That's not to you. That is to everybody that wants to come out and badmouth people that don't understand and don't have a clue what's going on.
Oh, when he was talking to Josh in this interview, because Josh challenged him, his voice was shaking. His voice was shaking. And I really, in my heart of hearts, in my opinion, believe Sebastian heard that voice and felt that voice a lot.
And I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, I can understand that. But let me ask you this.
Yes, ma'am.
If um if somebody has over 100,000 people, why do you care what their past is or what they say if they can help you get Sebastian's name?
It's one.
Question all of this. Why they won't come out and say it? I understand to a point. I do. But it sucks at the same time because it's extremely hurtful that we, me, my wife, and Seth have to live in this life, even when this is over. However, it ends. We have to live this life, not everybody else.
Yes, War.
Quite frankly, Sebastian's going to find out what everybody's been saying about his parents, and I can't even imagine how distraught he's going to be, but we have to find him.
Well, I mean, Seth said that he didn't even want to go back to his, mom and Chris's home.
I mean,
Yeah,
and it sucks.
So I don't know
yeah,
how
you have to
to feel
find
about that
him,
either.
and that's the most important thing.
Yes.
The rest is going to fall into place later, but the most important thing is he has to be found, and he has to be found regardless.
Absolutely, Alabama on four. He absolutely said that. Justin, what about the part where he says we would have heard him if he went out of his window? How could have he heard it if he wasn't there? Absolutely, because in my opinion, he was at some point.
Period.
I want
Right.
to just side note, he's not clapping, y'all.
He's not what?
People keep saying that he's clapping. He's not clapping. That's just background noise.
He's
Oh, I
clapping.
don't hear any. Yeah, y'all.
Some people have heard their clapping, and that's fine. Yes, I'm currently working.
Yeah, y'all.
Now,
Y'all.
where understand people, where I work is really nobody's business. And I would hope you would respect that because I'm not this criminal. I'm not this monster that everybody wants to believe. But I do believe in privacy and respect, and it goes both ways.
Yeah, I don't feel anybody should be going to anybody's job or anything like that. No, I don't. I don't feel anything like that. But as far as JLR, I mean, that's up to you who you speak with or anything like that. I do appreciate you holding up to your bargain, speaking to me. Some of the harder questions, it has nothing
Awesome.
to do with you. But I'm just saying, as far as all of that has nothing to do with you. It's just a matter of how I put it to every case that I care about. And there's no reason to be angry about it. It's just something, whether it's me, you, or whoever, and that happens to. Look, I had a grandson that went missing for a couple of hours here not very long ago.
Hold on, let me find it.
Very passionate. I'm very passionate.
That, and I am sorry. I'm speaking for myself. I'm not going to speak for my wife. I'm not going to speak for Sebastian's father, Seth, his mother, his sister, or anybody for that matter. But I do welcome the hard questions. I do.
Bullshit.
I'm okay with it. And for the record, I don't have a problem talking with JLR or anybody else. Now, if you're one of these shows that are for profit,
Bullshit.
you want to talk, you go out and publicly announce it publicly that any money that you make on the show, as long as me and my wife are involved, that money gets directly posted to signs, flyers, or bills.
Well, you don't even put up a flyer or a sign. It's strangers that's putting up the flyers, the signs, and everything, spending money. It's not you, Proudfoots. So why do you care? Y'all aren't even doing anything.
At it, there is a chance for me that to
like
read or something, say something, whatever.
Exactly.
And but nobody is going to dictate my money, because let me tell you something. I've been in this for 3 years now, banging my head against the wall, being called everything, drug here, drug there, with this stupidity stuff, doing summer wells, and not ask for a penny. And I figured, well, if you can't beat them, join them. Meaning, first I did it to put my Cash App up for a point one day, and then I took it back down. And the next thing, I'm just like, no. They're like, you need to monetize. I'm like, you're right. I'm going broke. Trying to just keep the word out or whatever. Like, somebody just gave me $10. I spent that today in gas and going and getting flyers and doing whatever just on Sebastian. That's where I know you just said that. So
right, but that you're not monetizing on. You're utilizing it to do something to put it forward.
Right.
With those people who want to pocket money, on the other hand, I'm not about pocket. I'm not lining your pockets.
Right. No,
and
I get that.
I'm going to be very respectful, because I don't want to say it like I would normally say it, but I tell everybody, well, no, because if there are some folks that don't like cussing.
Well,
but understand something. I'm respectful about it, because I'm being positive here. But if you don't feed me, finance me, or sleep with me, I don't owe anything to anybody at that point.
You got a lot of,
I think we kind of think a lot there, and
see?
I don't. Yeah, I agree. I agree there. And that brings me to say, hey, you should not care what people think. But JLR, back to him again. And I hate to keep bringing him up because you're on here and I want to talk to you or anything. I don't do that. But like, I just like what he does. But so with my statement.
Oh, I'm not. You're fine.
If it was an accident, if it was he walked off, if he crawled, if it was, no matter what it was,
right.
I feel for everybody. Okay, I feel for everybody. But this is just.
I mean, Chris, he's had a lot of wives feeding him, financing him, and him too. So
it's insane. It's insane. I feel for Seth, but I feel for all of you, but I can feel his pain so much more. But what I feel for is, I do feel for his mom. And I'm going to say this, when she said, she said, can y'all stop or ask Chris to stop saying that that's his son, because it's not, and it kills Seth, even though he don't say anything. I just wanted to say what you had to say about that.
Well, let's put it this way.
Not
I'm a stepdad
Stepdad, in my opinion. He
Mhm.
was
to a
just
15-year-old young man. Okay. I
Mhm.
came in Sebastian's life roughly, he was like 7, 8-ish. Um, and I helped raise him, and I still help raise
Chris
him.
is at work there.
And
If
I have a
you're making
daughter,
noises.
since everybody wants to know, who lives with my ex-wife out in New Mexico. Her
Mhm.
mother has another man that lives with her. Now, whether or not they're married, I don't know. That's not my business personally. Okay.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, they were not married, but my daughter refers to him as daddy. Now, what does a child calling a person got to do with anything? Because as long as a child is being correctly raised and not hurt and loved, then what?
Well, your idea of how someone is raised and his biological father, people parent differently. So, what may be right for you may not be what, you know, Seth thinks is right for Sebastian.
What
So,
does
there's
it
that.
matter? He's my stepson. He does not call me dad. He does not call me father. He doesn't say it. He calls me Mr. Chris.
Can you imagine? I mean, I really believe that he had to constantly call him Mr. Chris or yes, sir, no, sir. I mean, in a home, right? In a home setting, you don't use that type of formal language. It's something you don't use. Yes, sir. Sir is someone right outside of your home that you teach your kids, sir, ma'am. That's not a
I
I
will
have
say this.
always left that open
parental
for him.
figure.
He does not have to call me anything he does not want to, except for late for dinner, because that ain't happening.
Right. Right. Okay.
Even Seth calls
Cindy,
Chris his dad, his stepdad.
thank you, Daily.
Right.
So
Thank
his
you, my love.
All
mother has her
yeah,
opinions, and that's that.
and unfortunately, I hate that family disputes. And I don't care if what it is. When something in your life becomes so publicized and it's so dramatic, people find a way to turn and find ways to just make it the worst thing even worse. Just because, and it sucks. It truly sucks.
I personally think we should all be working together to find Sebastian because Sebastian is an awesome person who deserves to be home.
I think we should. Yeah, absolutely, Katie. You should be. So where are you? Where are you? And she's an awesome person. He is an awesome person, but you would think she'd say he's awesome. He's my awesome son or something. Thank you, Don Grandma 3. Thank you for gifting that membership. I appreciate you. And thank you, Daily. If either one of you received, anyone received Daily's or Don's gift, please thank them. Really appreciate it. Thank you for your support of this channel.
Katie, let me ask you, the night Sunday night, um, when you said there was a noise, what
Here we
type
go.
of noise do you think that was that you
Here we
heard?
go.
I'm not honestly sure. It sounded like he was messing with stuff in his room, which was not uncommon, which is why I said, "Hey, I don't know what you're doing in there, but you're supposed to go to sleep."
Okay. Two things. Two things. He sounded like he was messing in there, but that's not uncommon. That's not uncommon. But I said, whatever you're doing in there, you're supposed to be asleep. And she always says it in that tone of voice. And it's not a tone, in my opinion, that is believable. In other interviews, she heard a thud. Now, a thud is something you distinctly hear that sounds abnormal. What she is saying here in this interview, she makes it clear he's always doing something in there. Nothing. You know, he's always doing something in there. Nothing to worry about. He's always making noise. But a thud, it's a distinctive sound. Not in this interview. And then the other interviews where she was laying on the couch or something, and she said, what did she say? Hey, Bubba. I forget what she said. Hey, Bubba something. I'll think of it in a second.
Okay. So you didn't check on him at that time, but did you check on him at midnight? Did you flip the light on and look to see if he was in the bed at midnight when you got up to go to bed?
No, and because I didn't have any reason to. You know, when he was little, I used to check on him all the time, but he's older now and he's 15, and y'all can figure out why a mother may not want to necessarily pop into a teenage boy's room unexpectedly.
Yeah.
That is absolutely ludicrous. That's absolutely ludicrous for her to say something like that. How dare she insinuate something like that? Even say something like that about her son who was missing. You know what you do? Hey, you okay in there? You hear their voice? Yeah, I'm fine. All right. Or you knock and you say, are you decent? That's what I say. Are you decent? Yep. Okay. Open the door. It's not rocket science. And I don't know of any parent that doesn't check on their kids at night. That's a common thing, whether you hear a sound or not. You just knock and say, are you decent? Or can I come in? That's it. Imagine that. Are you decent? Said that many times with it. Yeah, that's what I say. Are you decent? Meaning, you know. Oops, 1 second.
Let's see. Well, when Seth said that when he came, that everything was in pristine condition except for his room. Like, I know that the LE was there, and he said that the LE was there. Well, I mean, what did he mean by that? Was that just like the bed was unmade, or where you looked under things, or was it like what did he mean by that?
Sebastian's room is always a little bit messy, but even more so with all the people coming in, all the law enforcement coming in and looking through things, me looking through things, like everybody was searching everything.
So I have a question then real quick. So
Yeah.
you're asking that question, is that because there's somebody's trying to insinuate that we tried to cover something up because the house was clean? Or
No.
Oh, no, Chris. You're insinuating that. You're insinuating that. Nobody said anything about that. You said that. You brought that up.
It's just
and please understand why I'm asking that question,
I
because
understand why you're asking that question.
whether my house is dirty or clean really doesn't matter. But okay, I'm just trying to understand this.
okay. Well, I'll explain it to you.
Well, it does matter if your house is dirty or clean because, I mean, if your house is dirty, which it wasn't, but if your house is dirty, especially if Sebastian's room is dirty, you throw every bit of his stuff out. which we're going to get to in a moment. Yeah, he's leaking like a sieve.
It's
Okay.
because I have a son that is autistic. He's 28 now, but I know it's all different types of children on the autism spectrum, but they like stuff in order. And so I was just wondering, like, I was just trying to think back, and I'm just wondering, like, what did Seth mean by that? Like, was it just because the bed was messed up? And then I know the cop, like doing these cases and stuff, I know the cops. So, I mean, it's not like you have to get paranoid that I ask you that. It's just, I was asking that because I was thinking back on things, not only personally, but because I was just trying to make sense of, and then when Katie said, well, it was just his room's out of order and stuff, I'm just thinking, well, some kids, like, maybe they do, if they're autistic, I don't know. I just asked that question. When I
Maybe out of here.
ask me anything you want, I mean, I don't mind explaining why I asked. I just don't want you to think I'm asking things in nefarious ways. I'm just, and that was a personal question when you said and I didn't like how you answered it, to be frank with you.
What did I say? Do you remember what it was, please?
It was something about, I was pretty hurt about that myself. And I didn't like that because you knew it was coming, but I didn't ever expect it was coming from somebody else, but they did that because they was butthurt at me anyway. But that's okay. It's okay. It's not about me fighting with anybody else. It's about Sebastian here. And, I just didn't, I just felt some kind of type of way because it's the way you answered it and you already had it in your private messages, but none of that matters. What matters is Sebastian. And I want to know, tell me, Chris, can you tell me about the snake? Tell me about the snake. Why did you get rid of the snake? Or y'all got or decided together, or tell me about the snake.
Now he's going to lie through the crack of his pores here, because the guy who has the snake
Okay, so right.
wrote
So
something.
to answer your question about the snakes, I'll start at the beginning of the snakes. So I've used long time ago. I actually used to breed reptiles, snakes, gargoyle, reptile, all kinds of stuff. You name it, just about reptiles. I used to breed it. Love reptiles. One of my favorite things. In California, we actually had a snake. They had a bearded dragon. It died. But we wound up getting a snake. Well, Sebastian liked it.
They is me and Bubba. We had a beardy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Right. But we had a Samantine boa. Sebastian liked the idea of having a snake. Well,
he loved that thing.
He's never had one that was his snake, his own snake. Now, mind you, when I do something, I go all in. I don't half-ass do it. So,
and listen, Chris does not half-ass do anything. I agree with him with that. And I believe that's, in my opinion, why they have not found Sebastian yet. I absolutely believe that. I think, in my opinion, wherever Sebastian is, it's not going to be easy finding him. Let me see here.
She's gone. And he thought I was kidding. Your kid's best friends. You're not. That's not. You're going to water it. You're going to do all that stuff.
And he actually did.
He what, Katie?
I said, and he did for a little while.
And then he stopped.
Yeah. And
you know what, Katie? Katie said, and he did every day, and then Chris was going to say, and he didn't. They totally.
Parenting is,
and then she goes, and then he did for a little while.
And I think everybody understands this. When you're a parent, you're not your kid's best friends. You're not. That's not what your job is.
Oh, thank you, Robin. I enjoy you so much, and think you're a doll. Oh, thank you so much, Robin. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support, my friend. It's very kind of you.
Job is to be a parent. And I told Sebastian, if you don't, she's gone. And he thought I was kidding. Nope. So when I got rid of one, I got rid of them all. Now, when I
Shows you what kind of, in my opinion, extremist he is. He's an absolute extremist, in my opinion. So because so this is what he's trying to make you believe. Because Sebastian wouldn't take care of his snake, he got rid of all of them. You're not going to water this snake. You're not going to feed this snake. I'm going to get rid of every single one. So you can't have none of them. Nothing. Nada, zilch. I'm going to take not only away your snake, I'm taking away every snake that we have. You're not going to enjoy any of these. That's exactly what it was. He just said it. So you can't have any snake. And the happiest I have seen out of all of Sebastian's pictures so far is the one with him with the snake. What a sin. Exactly, Michelle. Yeah. And then you're not going to wear any underwear in my house either, because he has accidents. This is what Seth said. He had accidents at school, and Katie didn't, he got tired of Katie bringing him clean clothes. Well, take him clean clothes with you. Have him take an extra pants and shirt, or underwear or whatever. You humiliated this child, in my opinion. He wasn't allowed to have any underwear at his house. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Because he was very high functioning child. Can you imagine wanting to be just like the other kids, but knowing you have a diaper on you? That would have to mind fuck anybody. Honestly, that traumatized that kid. He would go to Seth's house. Seth would say, "Put on your underwear. We don't wear those here." Nothing. Never an accident. Never an accident. Never an accident.
say got rid of them, a friend of mine, local
He's
in
not your
Nashville,
friend.
he got them because he's a good breeder, great guy. And he's like, if you ever want him, come get him. Blah blah blah. I was like, all right, man, appreciate it, but right now, he's not doing what he's supposed to do. So right now, we're not just hang tight with him. So we got rid of the snakes.
So did his dad not want him, or you couldn't take him to his dad's or anything so he could see him
He just said what he's not doing what he's supposed to do right now, so hang tight. We're not gonna have him.
when
He
they're
just said
there? I
that.
just wondered.
No, his
Well,
dad couldn't take him.
well, his dad wasn't going to take
Right
30
there.
snakes. I mean, because 30 snakes, you're talking a big old rack, all kinds of stuff. I mean, and you've got to deal with the food, which is going to be rats and things like that.
Yeah,
People don't want to deal with that.
yeah, yeah. It's just a question. I mean, I know I wouldn't. It's just a question. It was a question because I wondered, like, I could tell in the picture he really liked it. So that was one of his, pets, and so I just wondered.
I mean,
Like,
to this day,
Why would he have to take all 30? Because he said Sebastian wasn't taking care of his snake, so he got rid of all of the snakes.
I call my buddy.
mhm.
If Sebastian wants to go, I can call him up. We'll head over to his snake, his big old snake. He's got a building full of them, and that's where Ours are. And he's
Yeah.
like, you want to see him? Just come on over, man. Whatever, just call me up. Cool.
Yeah.
You never
I
took me,
mean,
did
so
you?
I mean, it's
It wasn't like he would never get to see it again. It was just,
right.
yeah.
Lessons have to be taught. I'm a very firm believer. It is what it is. Is it always gone forever? No, not necessarily. But you're going to earn it back. It's not just going to be handed to you.
How did you discipline him since he, how did you discipline?
Sebastian in general?
Yeah.
Well, that depends. The punishment has to fit the crime, so to speak. I'll give you an example. Cleaning his room,
Here we go.
and people are going to make me sound like I'm so horrible.
Because
But I
you are,
promise you, folks,
my
you try
opinion.
this with your kids one time, and you won't ever have a problem with this again. So if you tell them to clean their room, and they go in there and they clean their room, well, they say come out, well, it's clean, and you go in there and you go to check their room, and the room's not clean. Okay, thought I told you to clean this room. You told us the room is clean, did you not? Well, yes, sir. Okay, now I'm going to clean your room, and you know
Yes, sir.
exactly what that means. I go in and I go grab a trash bag. I walk back in that bedroom. If it's on the floor and it's not supposed to be on the floor, it's not picked up and put in the right places, goes in the trash bag. If it's not important enough for you to take care of and pick up, I'll take care of it for you. Throw in the trash bag. Tie it up. I've done this to him twice. One time, mom talked me out of it.
One time, mom talked me out of it. One time, mom talked me out of it. That's an interesting comment, in my opinion. One time, mom talked me out of it. Why would she talk you out of that? Because what? You were going to go in there and flip your ever loving lid on him? I think so. That's my opinion. One time, mom talked me out of it. Oh my God, don't go in there. Don't start, please. Right? I can see Katie saying that. Not to mention, a child, nonetheless, has absolutely, you know, they have no attention span whatsoever. And with his condition, he certainly doesn't have an attention span. So, yeah, every kid's rooms gets messy. Every single child's rooms gets messy. At least most do. So you've obviously done this more than once. He says that he does. He absolutely says it does. He does.
The other time, Sebastian, here's the bag. Go put it in the trash can. And then you're going to take the trash can to the street. And after that, Sebastian, did you clean your room? Well, your mom told you to clean your room. Did you clean the room? Yes or no? Well, yes, sir. Is it clean the way it's supposed to be? Well, no, sir. Then I suggest you go back in there and clean it, or I'm coming in there in the next 10 minutes and I'm cleaning. Yes, sir. Hauls butt to that bedroom, and by God, that room is clean the way it's supposed to be.
Well, listen, if he cleaned the entire room in 10 minutes, then it probably wasn't that bad to begin with. Probably wasn't that bad to begin with. If he cleaned that room in 10 minutes, like you're saying, probably wasn't that bad.
Now, it sounds crazy, but I promise you, you try it with your kids, man, your kids will be like, oh my God.
Doesn't sound crazy. That is crazy. You are taking, listen, I understand we buy everything for our kids because our parents bought everything for us, right? But you give, you buy things for your kids, and then that becomes their property. That becomes their property. That is their room. That is their space, right? Everyone deserves space. Every single human being deserves space. And I get it. None of us like our kids' rooms to be messy or anything like that. And we tell them to clean their room, right? And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do better than other times. But you don't go throw their shit away, man. Jessica, thank you so much. I appreciate you, my dear. What a small little man can't sing, Chris. Thank you so much for your support, dear. I appreciate you.
They ain't kidding. It works amazing.
Do you feel like that he was ever a burden at all on you or your relationship, either one of you?
Was my stepson a burden in my marriage?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
no.
Um,
The burden. So, what has always been a struggle, and anybody who's married and has, you're a step parent, okay, that struggle of
that's
being
a
able
struggle
to,
itself.
yes, very much. And then you've got discipline on top of it, and what you can do, what you can't do, with because you've got the other parent and this parent. That's always a struggle. When you can get on the same page with each other,
Mm-hmm.
and finally everybody understands it,
Right.
man, it is a beautiful picture. Beautiful. Now, am I saying everything's sunshine and rainbows? No, it's not.
Unbelievable.
Right.
But it ain't high tides and tsunamis either.
So if you and his mom ever argued, and that's in every marriage, like, would Sebastian ever jump between y'all?
Like physically?
Yeah.
No.
We don't fight.
You hear that laugh afterwards? No. Why does he do that?
Yell and scream or any of that like violent type stuff. We tend to take it behind closed door in our bedroom and have a conversation because the children should never be exposed to that. That's between us, not them.
And first off, like this, I'm going to make this real clear, crystal clear.
Crystal clear,
I was
y'all.
always raised, you never strike a woman. And
But
I have
has
taught that to Sebastian. You will never strike a woman,
Mhm.
period.
And I'm not accusing you of so, but again, uh, Seth has said that Katie, and again, I'm sorry, Katie, that again there was a time, and this is a long. People can change, but
Right.
Smiley,
again,
you
it's
want to come
been
up?
said that Katie has struck Seth, and that again,
Morning,
that's a long
Boston.
time. I
Thank you, my
wasn't there,
dear.
so
No.
And I wasn't there either, for the record. Just so
yeah, so maybe Katie should answer this. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
Katie should just answer
no.
this.
That oh Lord.
Correct.
No.
Yes.
That
correct.
that is a whole nother thing that happened back then.
Yeah.
She completely denies that. Completely
Well,
denies.
well, that's what brought me to my question. So I was just wondering if,
Oh, gotcha, Smiley. No worries.
Sebastian stepped in. And then I had heard at another place where Seth had said Sebastian would step in. And I didn't even know if he was talking about that or not, because I heard about that separate, that Sebastian would step in and say, don't do this to my dad or whatever.
Yes,
And he could
Priscilla.
be talking about something totally different. But, again, I have to think and think all kinds of things in my head. So did Sebastian have tantrums at all?
Listen to this.
And
When
this is
his-
Oh
the-
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a kid. I mean, it's even when I came in the picture. I mean, his tantrums were pretty bad.
Mhm.
I mean, to the point. I mean, he. So I'm not. I'm not dragging Seth, his mom, his sister, my wife. I'm not dragging people through the mud. So
Mhm.
what is in the past is the past, and that really needs to die. And I'm saying that for everybody to hear, to include
Now listen, he's getting ready to say he does not want anybody
all parties involved with this situation.
to look there.
The past is the past; it needs to die. Let it be. Um, but
They
at
keep
the
saying
same
who's
time,
Rachel. So they keep saying who's Rachel. So you want to answer that before you tell them to let
yes,
the past
yes,
die?
okay. So I got no problem. Rachel is my
That
third.
intrigued me. I didn't know about Rachel. So
No. So here, let me. I'll make this easy for you.
Listen to this.
So I've been married 5 times. I'm on my fifth wife, and she's gonna say you're final. So let me make that clear. She's probably gonna yell at me later that I didn't say final. But I've been married 5 times. Okay. First time, her name was Vanessa. Second time,
Mama.
her name was Stephanie. Third time, her name is Rachel. Fourth time, her name is Nina.
Nina.
And I'll
Okay.
gladly answer any questions in any of my marriage. Out of the
Listen to
4 ex-wives, 3 of them to this day, I can actually pick up the phone, call, and we can have conversations. That's how good it is.
okay.
My 4th ex-wife, which is the one I have with my daughter, sometimes we can have cordial conversations, sometimes we cannot. I will make that positive, and leave that there. That's why we go to court.
I'll leave that there. That's why we go to court. And he talks more about it. Notice he said won't put his hands on a woman. Sebastian was fair game to him, and Katie co-signed his BS. In my opinion, I agree with that. Yes, I absolutely agree with that. Listen to this.
They keep
It's
saying something about
shocking.
the story of Rachel. What is the story of Rachel?
The story of
I don't know how I ever got Nina. Way too beautiful for him.
Maybe how y'all met and how long did y'all? I don't know. Maybe
Way too beautiful.
I don't know. This is the first time I'm hearing about Rachel because I haven't dug in that deep into anything. I don't know. Like, how long was y'all married? Maybe, and how was your relationship? Do y'all have any kids? I don't know.
No,
I'm just
no. I have one biological child in this world. One. That was my 4th wife.
Okay.
The story with Rachel's real simple. We
Yep.
met. We were all friends. We moved into. We shared an apartment together. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And somehow or another, we wound up starting a relationship. Like, things just happened. I mean, whatever. So we
Yeah.
got married. And Rachel
Listen to this.
took a job where she was working down in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, as a civilian. And while she was down in
Listen to this.
Guantanamo Bay, I guess promiscuity got the best of her, and she decided to be unfaithful.
You see what he just did there? He literally just told everything on Nina. He did not, he left out everything that really happened. The whole thing Nina told us, right? Blame and deny. Exactly. Blame and deny. He completely left out, the mother-in-law and everything else about her coming out to Tennessee, everything. Didn't say nothing about it whatsoever. It was just about her going to another country, right? Going to Cuba and cheating. Oh yeah, narcs are always the victim. Absolutely. But it's just unbelievable. Completely. Completely. Right? Completely.
Mhm.
We ended that relationship. She went back to Cuba. I
Oh, this
packed
was
up the
Rachel.
house. I put all her stuff in a
I
storage
thought he was
unit.
talking about Nina there.
Gave one of her friends that lived in the area the key. Told her the combo. Set up the payment plan for her.
Oh, I think he was talking about Rachel there. But Nina, when he was talking, because he just said that's why we're in court, and that's why
Everything like
we're
that.
talking about that.
As
Yeah,
far as I
Walmart.
know, she lives. I think it's in New
He talks
Orleans
about Nina here in a
now.
second, I
Um,
guess, because I'm pretty sure.
and I think she just had a second child, so she's got a little boy and I think a little girl now.
Were you part of any of your any the stepchildren's lives
One little
there
two,
in your other marriages?
one little two, little three, little wifeys, 4, little 5, little 6, little wifeys. Gee,
Yes, my fourth wife, Nina. She
here
has
we
two
go.
children.
Mhm.
Those children's names,
Here we
don't
go.
even ask them. I'm not telling you because
No,
quite
that's
honestly, I don't want people digging into that. They don't need to be. Those
no,
kids are not being
you
dragged
don't
into
do that.
stuff.
He don't want people digging into that. Don't want people digging
Yeah.
into Nina.
Um,
Wonder why.
yes, I was very much involved during the marriage while her and I were together with the
Uh-huh.
kids' lives. Um, it was a rough marriage. I mean,
Tell
from the word go, Nina and I both knew we probably should have never got married,
Uh-huh.
but we did,
Uh-huh. Tell us.
But I mean, still to this day,
Uh-huh.
like I said, when things are good,
Sure.
I don't have a problem talking with the other two kids at all. Occasionally I see them in
Yeah,
FaceTime videos when
you
I'm
don't say
talking with my
Nina.
daughter,
Yeah.
but it's not, I, they're good kids. They really are.
Mm-hmm.
So did
Of course, they're good kids.
Sebastian have any friends that he ever brought over to the house, like that y'all allowed, and it could be like I heard Katie say somewhere too, maybe it was in one of the Facebook groups, but it was in writing. I didn't really hear her say it, but she wrote it down that she had other, maybe it was in her interview, I don't know. Like he had other friends, or you had other friends, Katie, with children
I've never seen anyone with a missing child that has ever put their child down so much. I've never seen it. This is a new one. This is a new one. Because usually when someone is missing, they never put their you only hear the good things, right? Like when someone dies, right? You only hear the good about them, or after someone passes, or when someone is missing, you only always hear the good. Not in this case. Not in this case. It's the most bizarre thing. Born in Boston, he remembers Toy Punishment and Snake because they are true. Can't remember anything about the belt. He met Sebastian as a little kid that has tantrums. Yes. Bingo. Bingo. Very well said. Very well said. It's so bizarre.
him that had autism. So did you ever have play dates, I guess
He
is the
talks
right
about the belt
word?
up here. This is when he
Where
talks about the
you tried to
belt.
put him together with other children like that, or maybe that was invited over to your house, or can you give me a day, like what it was like for him around other children?
Yes. Yep.
Somebody outside the family.
That's right, 1-800. So this woman recently came out, and she it was in Alabama, and Chris came in where he was working, I guess at the time. He came in every single day. Same thing, and they called him, they had a nickname for him. Do you remember what it was? What the nickname was for him? But they gave him a nickname. He ordered the same thing every day. and he never wore his wedding ring. And this is fairly recently. Yeah, they named him Scooby Doo, right? And never ever talked about his wife, never knew they had kids or anything. And he had asked this lady, the waitress, I guess, on a date. So he wants to talk about, other people
So
cheating.
Sebastian
Well, now,
struggles
Scooby
with
Doo.
maintaining friendships with a lot of the children his age because
Yeah.
even with the children that are
He was
similar,
trying to move on to number 6,
they tend to have different interests. Sebastian gets very
in my opinion.
He
like
doesn't. He
mind tracked. Like if he's
yes.
wanting to talk about like Minecraft, then he wants you to be 100% all
Here they
about the
go.
Minecraft. And so a lot of times, like other children will be like, "Yeah, that's cool, but I want to do this," and he'll be. So they wind up getting frustrated with each other, and that's where a lot of his like struggles making friends come into play, is
In personal
because
space.
he,
Personal space.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, Chris
personal
got to add
space is
that in.
also another part of it where he disregards like what we call the personal bubble, just because he
Amazing,
just doesn't
Noah.
have that awareness. Like he'll just be right here in your face. um
Shrek. Shrek.
but he's capable of getting
Shrek.
along with other kids, I mean, and he does, but typically for shorter periods of time. um at school he does pretty
Right,
well with a lot of the
Marlena?
kids, but even that, they have to take breaks, because not
Exactly.
him, but not just him, but even the other kids, they each have their unique interests and
Nope,
their
he
unique
sure
ways of
didn't.
thinking and doing things, and so they get to each other and they have fun, and then something will happen and one or both will get frustrated, and so they got to time out and whatnot. um
It's amazing, Noah.
we have met some kids, especially like because I like to take them out and go do things, especially in like public settings like the festivals and bowling and stuff like that, to get them out and get them. It gives an opportunity to interact and work on those
Mhm,
like kind of
Yes.
social skills and
mhm,
meeting people and being appropriate when
mhm,
meeting people,
mhm.
responding, with appropriate emotions and staying. Like if someone's being polite and says hello to you.
Really? JLR showed that Chris was on an adult site. Well, imagine that. Brown chicken, brown cow. Brown chicken, brown cow.
To match that energy and not come at a different
Chris came in like a wrecking ball. Brown chicken, brown cow.
energy, and we have like a scale that we work on, like what is the problem that's frustrating you, is it like a
I
0,
know.
1, 2, 3, and then
I don't know. I called Chris something last night. I said, in Brittany's room, in Brittany's chat, I called him. I was like, I don't know. He reminds me of like, I called him something with a lunch bucket. He reminds me of like a lunch bucket. I don't know why. He's just like a lunch bucket. When I think of Chris, I think of a lunch bucket. I don't know why, but I just think of a lunch bucket. Something lunch bucket. Was anyone there with me last night? I can't remember what it was, but he just reminds me of a lunch bucket. Fred Flintstone with a lunch bucket. Yeah. But it wasn't Fred Flintstone with the lunch bucket, but it was something with the lunch bucket. Ah, he's just. Ugh.
okay, well, what's your response to that, type thing. So
Yes, that's what it was. I called him a grunting lunch bucket. Yes, he's a grunting lunch bucket, is what it is. Has Chris or Katie ever given a theory as to why Seth, or sorry, Sebastian, would want to leave the house that night? No, they haven't. They just said that they believe someone took him. They believe someone took them. That too. That too. With no, that's it. Yes. Yes. No neck. grunting lunch bucket. He's a no-neck grunting lunch bucket. He's got Napoleon syndrome. He really does. He's got Napoleon syndrome. It's
Yes, he has
all 3 could do.
and does interact with other children and people, but he struggles to form those like stronger bonds with people.
Mhm.
When someone is missing or someone passes, or someone is sick, you don't talk about maybe their shortcomings, right? You talk about their good qualities, right? Because that's what you try to, it's like when, you see a true crime show on television, everyone's like, oh, when they came in, they lit up a room. You always hear that. They was just a burst of energy. They're like, well, he didn't really have any friends. He wasn't, and this is a child we're talking about here. A child. Yeah.
Was he starting to notice girls yet?
Little Napoleon.
I think so, although he's in denial. He
Yeah.
don't want to tell mama that he likes girls.
Yeah. Were y'all a part of a church or anything like that?
The doors will burn
Yes.
down.
So we
You guys are-
attend. So hold on.
We attend church.
Yes, we do
I mean, seriously, the doors will burn down if Chris
attend
walks.
church. Now, are we tied to one particular church more so than others? Probably not. But if we go, we tend to frequent the one called Freedom Church. It's up in Gallatin, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Did Sebastian like that? Did he like to go and
Yeah, when he was
He-
in church, so the kids area, oh my God. Um,
They've got a phenomenal youth
Yeah.
program.
I mean,
yeah. I bet he liked to sing.
I don't think, yeah, I mean, and someone just wrote they would probably shame him if he told him that he liked a girl or whatever. I mean, I can't imagine him wanting to open up to either one of them.
And stuff like that, right?
I wouldn't
He
want to
likes
open
to
up to either one of
dance.
them.
Yeah, dance.
I mean, now, granted,
He
granted,
he
what you call dancing, what I call dancing, and what he calls dancing, totally different.
he's definitely got a unique rhythm,
Look at
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
but he loves to dance.
yeah. And that makes me think, I mean, just the music is
See, it's like he loves to dance, but he's not, they're saying he's not really good at it. Well, most of us are not good at dancing. Most of us are not good at dancing, but you know what? We dance anyway. Right. It's like, yes, laughing and pointing the finger. That's what it is constantly.
said he liked Eye
He
of the
likes to do
Tiger
it,
and
but he's
different
not good at
things.
it.
I mean, oh, it just
Shut up,
makes me,
Chris.
it just makes me smile. I just want I want them to find him. I mean, and I know you do too. It's just, we got to ask these questions. And
Chris spotted in Goodlettsville. Is that how you pronounce it? Is that in Mississippi or is that in Tennessee? Do you know? What time is the vigil? The vigil. What is it? 6 if the weather permitting? It's near Hendersonville. 5 minutes from Hendersonville.
and
Oh, really? It's Tennessee, close to Hendersonville. Huh. Wonder why he's there. Because they was in Mississippi yesterday. That's where the sign says repent. LOL. Listen, that's 3.5 hours away, y'all. Why the hell is he going 3.5 hours away every few days? Why the hell was he do that? I don't understand. Okay, that's
We
really
gotta
weird.
look and search. Somebody was saying on the Nancy.
No, when is his? No, he ain't gonna take a lie detector test. He's not gonna take a lie detector test. I expect wife number 6 that way. He's mad a man holding sign saying repent with Chris's face. Yeah, I've got that photo if anybody wants to see it. Katie's hair is black now, question mark. What do you mean? Katie dyed her hair? Shut up. She dyed her hair? Who has the pictures? I'll find it right now. Hold on, let me look at this. Let me see if JLR has them. Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear. Um, who has the pictures? T-Rex? Who's T-Rex? Are they on Twitter? T-Rev, you mean? Let me see here. Hold on one second. Maybe she dyed it because it looked dark in the picture you showed. Well, her hair was not dyed yesterday. Hair to match her heart. Yeah, no doubt. Dolly, someone said. Hold on one second. Let me just find it. I'll find it right now. I need to mute 1 second. No, I just checked T-Rev. He doesn't have it. I'm texting looking now too. Okay. That may be a rumor. Okay, we got the link for the Vigil. Here we go. All right. What time does the Vigil start? April 6th. I don't see him live. At all. Nope, JLR hasn't posted it either. I think someone is just maybe saying that. Email? Okay. Thanks. Okay. Oh, I got it. Here we go. I don't know if that's. I mean, this is the picture that they're talking about, but I'm not convinced at this point. I mean, it looks darker, yes, but could it just be like the way that? I don't know. I think it just may be the way the shadows. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not convinced at this point that that's what it is. Yeah, because I mean, look at the. I mean, see, this is chain link fence. See how silver it looks, or no? See, it's supposed to be silver, right? It's black. I have a lightener one, not changed now. Yeah, I don't think that's been changed at all. In fact, it looks kind of edited. It looks like that's been darkened. It is tomorrow. I think it is tomorrow. Let me see what it says. Is it today or tomorrow? Thank you for sending me that. Where are they parked? Lori, thank you so much for your super sticker, my dear. Appreciate you, September. Okay, already read that. Thank you, dear. Appreciate it. They know where he is. That's why they're comfortable living there. Well, that's the thing that we all want to know is why in the hell do they keep going back and forth? Why? 3 minutes? What's 3 minutes guidance? Okay, it's today became it's raining tomorrow. Okay, I've got the link to it. We'll show it. Here's the link. I'm gonna play. Didn't they get kicked off Rockland Park because it was federal property? Well, the FBI is involved now. Can search it. They need to. They've searched everywhere, guys. Vigil today at 6:30 changed for weather. Yeah, I've got it right here. But the thing I don't see is, are they going to be streaming it? Look at this. April 24th. Like, are they going to be streaming it there? Yeah, FBI has been involved. Tony G tonight at 6 p.m. the Vigil, from what I heard. Yeah, it's what it says. Call him Mr. Pumpkin, and then if as far as I know, yes, I'll keep looking to make sure. I'll look at another. Let's see here. I'll go to the other groups. Guys, do y'all think, in your opinion, put a 1 in the chat if you think that Sebastian is within 10 miles of the house? Put a 2 in the chat if you think he's further than 10 miles from the house. Email the Vigil link. Thank you. Let me see here. All right. Okay. So I'm seeing more twos. Or you can bet 3 if you don't know. No opinion or no. See, I think it's 2. I think that he is more than I think he's more than 10 miles. I think they would have already found him, in my opinion. The fact that they were willing to travel so much, no telling. Yeah, for all we know, they could have had Sebastian was hit somewhere and they picked him up and doing this to dumb as fuck. The thing is, Priscilla, like if they did that, it would be really like they're going to jail for a long time. A long time if they did that as well. Because you know, do that with people, right? All right, hold on 1 second. All right, they're getting ready to start the vigil. One second. Pull it up. Okay, guys, I don't see it. It's not pulling up. So I'm going to, what I'll do is I'm going to jump off JLR. Okay, JLR is live. Okay, here we go. I'll play JLR. 1 second then. We can play JLR. Oh, here we go.
Apollo Church is where they had a command center. They had a command center the other day, and they were searching around. But the search is on for Sebastian Rogers, bringing awareness. Here's the question, folks. Here's the question. We're going to walk this way. Here's the question. If Sebastian went out barefooted, do you think he made it out to the main road from his neighborhood? Do you think Sebastian made it out from his neighborhood? And this kind of gives you a neighborhood perspective outside of the actual neighborhood. This is the main drag, and authorities.
Okay, guys, why don't y'all go over and watch JLR because this isn't the visual. I don't feel right streaming it. Because he works really hard to be there and stuff. I just don't feel right streaming it. So, let me give you the yeah, he's not at the visual. So, let me give you his link. I thought that was the visual, but it's not. Let me give JLR. There we go. What is it? Who is? I don't think the visual's on because Seth came on. Let me see if Seth messaged me. No, he hasn't messaged me yet, so he's busy probably. Vigil. Vigil. What do you think I said, D? I don't say visual. Vigil. Yeah, I'll be on later tonight at some point. Yes, I'll be on later tonight. Let me put JLRs in the comments as well. Gates. Oh, Josh with the lab is live right now too. If you want to go over Josh's as well, I just now saw that. So Josh is live as well. You can go over there. I will be live here in just a little bit. CJ is live. I don't like I mean, I've worked with JLR, and I've been out in the field with other people as well, and it's really hard to be boots on the ground. Like, it's a lot of freaking work. It's a lot. Sour Girl, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, he was live before, but not talking about the vigil. Okay. Everybody's live right now. Yeah. Yeah. Love you too, Diamond. Thank you guys. Appreciate you all from the bottom of my ever loving heart. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, Soulshine. I know CJ's live. I don't want to stream it though. I don't have his permission, and you just shouldn't stream someone live unless you have their permission. Mods can drop CJ's chat. I really don't know them. But I have watched a couple times. I'm not a stream sniper unless I got their permission. No. No. Because it's really hard. It's really hard being out on the ground. I mean, I've driven freaking hours before, and it's a lot. It's a lot of work. JLR isn't going to be at the vigil because that guy that pulled the powwow is going to be there. Oh my God. I've got the picture of that guy. It was one of the guys that, yeah, that's crazy. All right, guys. Love you. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you guys in a little bit, I'm sure. See you later. Bye bye.